Good afternoon. It is January 18th, 2022, and today we were looking at what I would say is probably a spike in channel down. At least that's how I saw it. Was this spike down in the overnight and this channel down? It's kind of a weak trend down. I say it was weak, but it was probably about a little more than 20 points moved down, and you can see we got this break and like a leg down, and really it's just going sideways. So let's take a look at these trades. Yeah, and I thought it was pretty tough today. Everyone's been saying how tough it's been last week and stuff, but I thought today was much more difficult. So in the overnight we started correcting, and then 5 o'clock came somewhere in here. You just get a first entry down right here, and unfortunately we didn't get. The reason I was looking for a setup to go short was because we had a break, and so I was waiting for a failed second entry long, and that comes around here, but you don't get a good signal bar. So then you get this really nice signal bar right here, kind of like a lower high, and so I was expecting price to at least come down to here. And if you don't get in on that, then you get this, which also looks like a lower high. Set up right here, but this one's going into the lows, so I wasn't as crazy about this one. And then this is all too far from the EMA, so then we come down here. You can see you get a break of what is probably this channel and a move to a new low right here, and then we bounce and we get a first entry, second entry. I just don't like, this kind of looks like that's a leg, and we have a break and a move to a new high. But I kind of I'm looking at it like this. So the new high comes here. This is a lower high, so you really might take this one. But if you don't want to take that, technically this is a failure. And if you don't like that, because I looked at this as a double top, first entry, failed second entry long right there, and I like the way that sets up. So you might take that. We break down into this range, break out the low side with trend, then we break out the high side, and you get this. I like this. This is a second entry back into the range, but then we bounce and go higher, and that's why people were saying last week was difficult. Just prices bouncing around everywhere. Come down, and I really don't think you would have. Oh yeah, you might have this channel drawn. Yeah, so you would have this channel drawn right here. We come down, just chopping around. I don't see why people would have gotten trapped going short here. This is too far from the EMA. You can see we come back, test that price level again, and go a little higher here. Boom, test it again. You get a very bearish bar. That's a double test. So I like that entry right there. Then you get all this. And this is just so congestive to me. Look at all these dojis, and I just don't like any of this. Nothing looks clear. This looks like a second entry, like a double bottom, first entry, second entry. The signal bar is not great. But it looks like you'd probably be looking for a new low, because this looks like a channel. You get a break. So this is just, to me, this is really tough stuff here. I was looking for a failure here. First entry, failed second entry long right here, but that just traps people. And what I was thinking was that this kind of looks like you're going into the bottom of the channel. That was the best I could come up with. But yeah, look, I mean, prices are just chopping people up. Come down here, bounce. Oh, and this was a nice trap because I saw this yellow channel, and so I mean, really, look, you get this overshoot, overshoot, overshoot. So really, we should expect a break. So that's just a nice trap, to be honest. People who were expecting price to go short again, they got trapped, and you can see it rockets up. And that is when we get first break of this channel. And I like this setup a lot. You get a first entry, failed second entry long, closes beneath the EMA. It bounces off of that trend channel we have drawn. And you can see that's a lot of people like that move too. And you get a first entry, second entry. So this is a trap. Look at people. This is a tough day, man. That's how I feel anyway. I'm sure some people watching thought this was a clear day, easy to read, but for me, I had difficulty, and I don't know what to say here. You're going into the lows. I don't know. Does it get a scalp? 77. So it gets you 4 ticks, but I don't know if it gets you the whole point. So I'm not sure what's going on. Come down here. I don't think you can take this lower high. And you get a first entry, second entry right here, and it's off. It confirms this channel. But the signal bar is not great. Then you get a first entry, failed second entry long. But that's going into lows. So, and it's a bit away from the EMA. This, unfortunately, this looks like a good setup for a second entry long, but the signal bar is no good. And we don't get a higher low up until here. And you can see prices form some congestion there because that's the trend channel line. But then you get a first entry, second entry, again, no higher low. This also looks like another range that we could treat as a failed breakout, but there's just no setup. Another range here, no setup, no failed breakouts to the low side. Then we come up here, you get an overshoot of the channel and of this upward channel, and you get a little higher than this swing high right here, and you make an attempt to go higher that fails, and a second attempt to go higher that fails, and look at that big engulfing bar. I think you can take that. It's aggressive. It's slightly aggressive because we're trending higher, but we had this overshoot, and that sets up. So, and I think that's all I saw for today that I like. This thing was crazy for me. I had a lot of trouble trading this, so I took too many trades. I didn't switch to my practice account, and I got smoked. So this was a good entry. I like this. First entry, it's like a lower high. Second entry, failed second entry long. I kind of view this as a new high. Yeah, it's a good entry. Then here what happened. I went long, thinking I was picking a bottom and prices were reversing. I don't know why I did that. Went long on a second entry. So that was just poor behavior. All right, here I'll go short, and I just got trapped. And look, man, this is just congestion. I mean, look at this. It's not a strong trend down. So, yeah, I don't know what to say there. I went short again here, just poor behavior. Second entry short, it looks like. And then here, I think I went short too. Yeah. Thinking I got a lower high that I would ride back to the EMA, which I get that logic, but it looks here like kind of looks like that's all part of the same move up. That. So you just got to be careful. I think that's all I took today. It was a mess for me. So hope everyone had a good day. Hope you had a better day than me. And I'll be back tomorrow.